Hi, good morning, guys. Johnny, Mr. Forex Fire. A bit of a late morning and getting up. It's 8:30. I'm just going to head into the charts. And we did the New York session yesterday for a change, just to show everybody. Uh, and we were about 7.5% profitable. I'm just going to run through some of these. I don't know if I still have anything marked up or if I've cancelled them all off. Let's take a look. Yeah, so we'll reset all of this. Go back to red. I've not looked at the charts this morning so far, and we'll put these back in alphabetical order as well. So we've got KJPY, uh, Euro Ord, Euro GBP, Euro GPY, Euro USD, then we've got GBP Ord, GBP, GPY, USD, USD, CHF, USD, right. So we've got the fire basket ready. Let's take a look at what we can see if anything's setting up or if we've actually missed anything. Right, so we've had a break out of the London Asian session. Yes. Oops. I think there's price there. Right, so looking at the CAD I'm not fully liking this because, like I said, it's pretty condensed, but we do have the anchor of the high to this low, but prices instantly came back in, to be fair as well. There is separation candles, so there's like not enough displacement, if you know what I mean. But we can see we've got a couple of candles there. And again, if we go into this, so this will be a bit of an aggressive move, to be fair. We'll put this into here. And because you're looking for the sell-off, you're looking for the buy, followed by the bullish or the bearish engulfing. It hasn't quite happened there. I'll put this on a watch list for now. Okay, I'm going to turn that one pink because it's not fully at the criteria. So that this one will be an aggressive testing setup. I just need to keep an eye on that because it is near a setup anyway. Uh, we can have a look at Euro tennis orange. Put out the anchor. Right, so we can see here we've broken out many multiple key areas. However, the volume is very, very, very strong. We can see in the MACD just how much volume has came in there. You've got the signal lines, and this is starting to wane off a little bit. I'll put this into a watch. Put this into here, Euro JPY. It's consolidated Euro USD. Right, so what we've got with this, we've had a break. We're coming into here. Okay, so this is meeting the condition as well so far. And it's just starting to do a separation candle. So we'll turn this one orange. We'll bring it into here, GBP odd. Yeah, we'll clearly see that is on a watch. GBP USD. Well, this was off yesterday, the buyer, so I've more or less got this spot on with the buyers. You see this? I said that we would come down here, then we would probably meander about and then take off in the New York session. We did actually do that, but we didn't get in on an entry on that. So I'm pretty chuffed with that one, to be fair. This one here, pull up. Starting to get that separation candle. There's a number of these on a watch list today, guys. Uh, we have pulled out of here as well. However, let's do this to this. I'm not very confident with that one. Right, so this one's nicely doing. Looks like it's going to break out of both sides, the Asian high and the low. So we get that orange. So there's a number on the list today. Again, we've got this one here. We're broken out. We'll come back down. It's touched in. Broken out. We'll come back down. We do have separation candles. You're looking for a bullish followed by a bearish. It looks like it's just starting to come in now on this candle here. Going on here. For this candle, there's been a couple. So you can see on here, we've got a bullish, 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 but no bear, although there is a bearish engulfing one, to be fair, which we have missed, which is that there. But again, yeah, so it is an entry, to be fair, so we'll put this on here. But it's an out of session entry, you know. So I always talk about in session pairs. This is USD JPY, so it's out of session. So it's not like a euro or a GBP pair. So again, it will be a tested pair. So we'll have to put that into pink. But there isn't entry going on the mechanics at the minute. Okay, so we could get struck out on this, to be fair. I'm going to we'll have a look at the news. We do have housing news and building permits at 3:30. It's not massive news, but again, it could lead into more jobs. Okay, so this is why you do get orange folder on building permits, because to have more building permits, it's going to create more jobs. So it can have an effect on the fluctuation of price, to be fair. So that's always a good one. Remember, it's not a huge amount of news on building permits, whichever currency it's on. But again, it leads into the jobless and the jobs thing. If there's going to be lower building permits, then it's going to affect jobs. You know, if there's going to be a good amount of building permits, the expected or the previous was 5.2. Okay. Uh, let's see what it's going to say here. So you can see there, it shows a number of permits for new construction projects. It implies movements of corporate investments. So you see, it tends to cause a volatility of the USD. Normally more the more growing number of permits, the more positive. So again, if it's better than what it was previous, then it's bullish because obviously there's more jobs to come into place. So that's something to contemplate with that. But we have a setup of a 1 to 2. We've got this on here, so we'll just need to keep an eye on what we're seeing on these at the moment. So we'll just run down the play on this. We've got that there on the Euro board, Euro GBP. We're just watching a bit more Euro USD. Looks like the Euro is just getting strength this morning. Again, we've got Euro news coming in. There's a speech at 12 o'clock. There's in consumer prices again, so and then another speech at 1 o'clock. So we could be building up to something on this. GBP odd. We'll just follow the price. GU, follow the price. USD CHF, follow the price. So pause video, guys. We'll be back in a short while. We'll see if there's any movements on these here. But before we go, we'll look at the CAD JPY. Like I said, we were looking for a bullish candle followed by a bearish engulfing, weren't we, on this one? So we still have we had it? We've had a bullish candle there and a bearish engulfing, so there may have been an entry there on that candle. Again, the reason why I'm not fully live trading just yet is just because obviously we've got the inauguration of President Trump in the next 3 or 4 days. So at this stage, I'm simply just price watching, if you know what I mean. But we can see now the true day open is here, so we've surpassed that. This is the Asian low, so that's 2% is just below the Asian low. So we'll see what happens with that, but we'll take this along. The USD JPY is in an out of session pair and it's in drawdown at the minute. So pause the video, we'll be back in a short while, guys. So again, this isn't a very strong pullback, but we're going to look at it and see what it does. We're looking for a bullish candle followed by a bearish engulfing. There's a 1 came in here. So technically, you could be looking at an entry there. Okay, you're looking at a 1 to 2 ratio. But again, we've got this true day open down here, you know, on both days and the Asian low. So we could set up another position. We do one here to here, and we could go and attack the Asian low for a 1 to 4. We'll see what happens with this. I'm going to actually maybe enter this one on one of my trade locker accounts. So we'll be back in a short while and we'll just make this green. Place it down here. I'll be back in a bit, guys. All right, so on this one, because we've had a lot of volume here coming out of Asian and we've broke several different key levels. Okay, it is an aggressive move. I do have a 1 to 2 and a 1 to 4 there. We can see the MACD it's massively starting to wane off. Okay, these are going to start to turn and cross over. So I'm hoping this structure is going to hold. I did actually put this onto a live trade as well, so I sort of like this one, albeit it's a little bit of aggressive because the pullback on here isn't a huge amount. I would have liked the pullback to come in, or I should say, I would like the displacement to have at least come back into this FVG a bit. And then obviously start coming back to 50%. So we'll see if it holds. Again, if I come down to this area, I'll possibly be looking to obviously take half the position off and then move the SL to break even. So then, even then, if it bounces and comes back and hits into this, I'll have at least banked maybe 1%. By the time I've risked this, and it's obviously come down to maybe a 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 here, to be fair, and on the percentage I've risked. Again, it might not even do anything. Euro GBP is one that I normally trade, to be fair. Like I said, this basket I've got set up now is just an assortment of in-session pairs, albeit the USD GPY is an out-of-session one, which is what we're testing today, to be fair. And as we can see, we are starting to get some movement to come down on the USD GPY at the minute. The CAD GPY, same with that. The setup on that is holding. So again, we're looking good for 3 setups at the moment. We'll just keep our eyes on this. And as always, guys, we can always say like, right, well, let's get the market in, because you should always be sort of trading with the take partial and moving SL. If you're going through a proper live trading plan, we'll get these set up. It's typical, just as I start seeing that the US there, the CAD JPY is turning on me. But again, this is why, and I mean, that's an out of session pair as well, to be fair. That's why we've got a pink as well. We'll see what happens. We'll come back into this. We're about break even at the minute on the entry point. We'll be back in a short while, guys. Hey guys, so what we're going to do, we're going to be returning some of these back into the basket above, because they're going to be taking both sides, so this is going to be one of them, of the US Euro USD. We've swept the low, it's coming for the high now, so I'm just going to make that back to red. Euro odds, we'll keep that in play at the minute. GBP odds, we'll keep this as well. GBP USD, we'll keep that. USD CHF, we've swept the high, we've swept the low. I'm just going to make that red, and I'm going to turn that back up to here as well. So now we've got 3 on a watch list, and we've got 2 that we're testing trades, okay, because they're out of session. We're nearly at 1%. USD, again, we're coming down to 1%, and we've got the Euro JPY, which is hovering around about the entry, and I did put that onto a live. It's pennies in profit at the minute. So we've got 3 setups. 2 are out of session pairs, and 1 is something that I don't normally trade, the Euro GBP, but it is an in-session pair. We'll see what happens with this, and we'll keep an eye on these 3 here, guys, okay? I don't see much happening in the markets today until later on this afternoon, and it'll quickly die off as well, simply because it's the end of the week, to be fair, but we'll be back in a short while. Right, okay, guys, I'm just not feeling it today. Like I say, I'm still going to post this up, just to show you that, yes, we have phenomenal days like we have done in the past. Again, yesterday, 7.5%, but today, the markets are just funky for me, to be fair. And I do believe that we're going to be knocked out on some of these, just bearing in mind that some of these out of session pairs as well. You want to mark these back into red. I'm going to put them back in. Mark this red. GU. Suppose we keep an eye on the GU. Again, these out of session ones, I'm going to be knocked out on these. I can see it. We're still hanging in by a thread. And like I said, I'll always post the good with the bad, or the bad with the good. We're out on this one, the USD JPY. Again, it is London session, so maybe a bit of a bad idea to get in on that. The Euro GBP again, it's hanging in there, but we're not looking good. We can mark this back. In fact, I'll put that into blue because I know we're stopped out on that. And I'll pause the video. I'm not going to have this one on for too long. I just don't think it's going to be a good day today. It is the end of the week. In fairness, when it comes to Fridays, the markets can be a little bit funky, to be fair. But we'll see if something comes of the other two we've got on here. So sorry that today's not an absolutely fantastic day. But again, I'm recording and vlogging what I'm doing, so you're gonna be getting the bad as well as the good. But this week, if you go back on the sessions, there was around about 12 point some percent at the beginning of the week. Yesterday there was a possible 7 point odd percent. So even at a lost day of the day, it doesn't even affect what's happened this week with regards to markups. You've just got to remember every day is not a trading day. There is no magic pill, there is no magic potion, there is no magic system where you win consistently every single time you're at the chart. You are always going to hit a little bit of a lull. And it looks like today is going to be one of them days, to be fair. I don't sugarcoat anything. I don't need to. I think you all know me by now, and when you've been following me. But what I do have is discipline and honesty, integrity, and value. And I know the system works. I've proved it. Proved it over the course of November, December, into January. And you've seen some of the posts in the Discord as well. People have been having some great results with this. But as it stands, we've got the GU still on that watch list coming into a 50% of watch for an entry. We've got the CAD JPY, which is just about to tag us out again, an out of session pair. And I've got the Euro JPY, which again could be tagging us out. But like I say, we don't get despondent with this. We just understand we've got to take the rough with the smooth, and we've been very smooth this week. Okay, guys, so I'm going to pause the video, keep this one short and sweet today. I'll be back in a short while. We'll see if we get an entry on the GU, and we'll see what happens with regards to these other two pairs, okay? So today could be a bit of a hit, but again, we'll record it, we'll vlog it, and we'll share it. Right, the CAD JPY, guys. This one is struck out as well. We should know better than to get into the US session pairs. So again, turn that blue. The GU we were pulling into here, but we're starting to brick wall it a bit. Euro GBP, they're coming back into the entry area. We'll just keep an eye on that. We'll look at that live position. It is a few quid into profit, to be fair. So again, we live and learn. I'm going to pause the video. I'll be back in a short while, guys. We'll see if I'm going to give the GU a little bit more time, maybe the next half hour. If I don't get a push into here by 10 o'clock, then I'll be making this red, and then we'll just keep the Euro GBP alive, and we'll follow that, okay? So be back in a short while. Right, okay, guys. So we're coming towards on this 1 to 2, we're coming towards a halfway point, which will be 1%. So all not lost, to be fair. That would also mean my live trade I've got set up at the moment. In fact, I might get this on here. That'll be. Can I go in here and close a partial? I'll close a partial. I'll close a partial on this. I'll take off 0.10. That brings us the count back up, and I'll move the SL. . just above the break even. If I come down to here, I'll take off half of what's left, and then I'll bring the SL to here. If we get down to here, I have to take a partial, and then I'll just let it run, if that makes sense. I'll put another level in as well, to be fair. You see this on here inside the imbalance. So I'm just going to mark that along there. I'll take another partial about there. So active. Look at this GU, see what's happening. Yeah, this is just pushing up. So this is pushing up there as well. So I'm just going to get rid of this. Bit of a dead deer, the deer, to be fair, guys. Okay. Like I said, we've got to bear in mind, like I see the Monday, the couple of days this week we've been near enough double figures on the vlogs that I've been doing. Yesterday was around about 7.5%. Just not feeling it. The deer took a hit on. Yeah, USD, JPY, CAD, JPY, both out of session pairs. Should never have gotten in on them, to be fair. But again, I'm going to show you the bad, the good, the bad, and the ugly. This today has been a bit of the ugly and more so the bad. But we are in a half decent trade, heading towards 1% of this 1 to 2. There is a further target of a 1 to 4, to be fair. Hopefully, this one will redeem what's happened this morning so far. Again, nothing to shout from the rooftops about today. But again, I'm sharing the journey, sharing the vlog, not just for myself, but also the guys that are inside the Discord. It's not as dead day as such. It's just a little bit of a lull, if that makes sense, because we haven't got the amount that was behaving the way they is. Not every day is a trading day, to be fair, as well. So again, we are in profit. We are risk free on one of the accounts I'm trading, and we just got to let this do what it's going to do. Okay, so I'll be back in a short while, and I'll keep you updated with what's happening on this Euro GBP. Right, guys. So out of this 1 to 2, we've hit the 1%. Okay. Because we always go for low hanging fruit. 1% hit of this 1 to 2. We do have the 1 to 4 on here as well. We'll see what we'll go further. The position on here at the minute. Again, I took a partial at around about this area here. You can see where the triangle is. I took a partial here. I've got the SL just below the break even. I'm waiting for targets here to be hit. If I hit this area here, I'll then shave off half of what's left, and I'll move the SL to here, and then I'll take a little bit more off here. The overall targets down the bottom here. Okay. Like I say, it's turned out not to be too bad today. Lesson learned from trying to put in session pairs, out of session pairs, to be fair. We got to live and learn with that. Maybe I need to refine the basket a bit as well, so I can do like London session ones, and then do stuff for the New York session. Either way, over the weekend, I'll do a workaround where the basket you're seeing on your right, the fire entry, I'll condense it into a couple of other sections where we'll have just London tradable assets and we'll have New York tradable assets. Okay. So after every grey cloud, there's a silver lining, so to speak. This is why I like to record this. I like to record everything I do. Doesn't matter whether I win, lose, or draw. I always come out the other side with a better understanding on an approach of what I've got to do. And me doing this today, it's telling me that obviously we can do a little bit of a refinement on the side of this here, which is the fire entry basket. We'll make other sections for what we would trade during a particular session. Okay, it's always work in progress. At the end of the day, Monday through till yesterday, we've been very profitable, well in the double figures. Today, yes, hit a bit of a bad one with the out of session pairs, but again, the one that is in session, it's done 1% out of the 2%. And we've got a further target of 4%. Looking in the Discord, Mr. Bradley, sir, Jim, hats off to you, my good friend. He's hit a 2% here the day on the GBP, JPY on what he's marked up. So again, like I said, people are having fun with this. They're seeing what they're doing it. And like I see on yesterday, Mr. Clark, Phil Clark, he had 8 markups in the London session for the fire entry. 2%, two hit 1%, and then the five hit the 2%, and one was a loss. So he's got 10% there. He's got two at 1%, so that's 2% on the 10%, that's 12%, and one loss. So he's probably at 11% there. So the system works, guys. And like I say, marking up here, Darren Hughes, Mr. Hughes, 2% hit the other day. Uh, Phil Clark again sharing. He's set up Sam, one of our moderators, Sam, great lady. Her efforts yesterday, a 2% there. Just people are having general good fun with this. Like I said, if you're watching this outside of the Discord, we have plenty of community chat. We have the full breakdown of the fire entry system, risk management approach, news, what to stay in, what to stay out of, and then what you see in the vlogs that I do. I just vlog everything and I share. And if it's going to help someone see something extra, like what I've just done here today, where I'm going to refine the basket entry here, I'm going to make this into both London and New York. But overall, we're in profits. Happy days. It's been a good week, albeit today being a bit of a slow day. Okay. I'll be back in a short while, guys. Excuse me. So, guys, we have been the 2%, we've surpassed the 1% marker, and we're heading down towards 2%. My live trade at the moment, I'm going to take another. I know I said I was going to take a partial out here, but we seem to be faltering. So I'm going to take a little bit more off. We're going to take 12.12, and we'll take that down a bit more. So we've banked a bit more on this trade as well at the moment. The SL I'm going to bring to just above the high here. We do have a fair value gap here. So again, when this comes back, it'll give me about another $8.55 on top of what I've already done. So today you've actually seen me open a trade on the Euro GBP, enter a trade live, and you've been watching what I'm doing, like on a management wise, how I'm controlling it. When we get to 11 o'clock, half 11, generally we'll see price move towards the opposite direction. Doesn't always happen, but in my experience, it can happen. So what I've done is, yes, we've been in profit nicely, and I've been sort of managing the trade, so to speak. Excuse me. So from there, we're still live on it. If we do go down to, if we do, in fact, if I go down to this area here, we've got the risk barometer on out there. I'm going to put this on the fair value gap at the moment. So if we come down to this particular area here, I'll move the SL. If we get down to this part, then what I'll do is I'll take another partial off, and then I'll move the SL a bit back down to this line here. So I'm managing the trade at the minute. So again, overall, today it's been a bit of a lull day, to be fair, just to give you a consensus on what's happened so far. The USD JPY, the CAD JPY, we did get in. Well, we didn't get in on an entry. We did mark something up. They were turned pink. The reason why I turned them pink is because it's what I call a test, a price watch. Again, out of session pairs. And doing this today, we've got a refinement to set up what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to improve the basket watch. So I'm going to make one side, I'm going to make UK pairs, for London, and I'm going to make a secondary pair for New York, I think. That might be the best option, I think, if we have a look on here. Right, so I'll be able to save a list. I would have thought so I can make one basket for London and one basket for New York. Leave that bit with me. What I'll do is I'll look into that, and then from there, what I can do, I think I can share what the basket is, because there's a thing on here where it says share list. So I can share a list, copy the link, and I can copy this into the Discord. So I'll make two lists. I'll make one for New York, for London. I'll make one for New York. So then you should just be able to go into this and just see what happens if I just paste this in here. Paste. Right, so fire entry, yeah. So I can set something up, guys. I'll look into doing that, okay? But for now, I am watching this trade. I have been managing it. I'm happy with what I've taken on the live trade. I don't really want to get into live trading until the end of this month, to be fair, simply because we've got the inauguration. We went through the NFP, but I did like the look of this setup this morning, so I did take it on a low risk. I was only risking something like, I think I was risking $30 on the initial overall risk. But again, we're now risk free, so it doesn't owe me anything, this trade. So there was $30 of risk on here, but we do have the trading risk free now. We've took two partials, and I'm going to continue to hold this. Again, it owes me nothing at the end of the day. I can wait for price to come down a little bit more. But overall, I do like the possibility of it coming to the 1 to 2. Okay, we can mark that out. That would be a 2% area. We'll just do this, click on this. Let's go clone, and I'll move this to here. Put that to 2%, so we know that that line there's the 2% marker, and then down to here. If we do reach down to here, we know that this is the 4%. It's 4.06, but I'm just going to put 4%. Not going to quabble over 0.06. So we'll just put them levels in. Okay, I'll pause the video. I'll be back in due course, guys. And okay, guys. So, like I predicted, like I said, it was good for me to pause another position off lower down and then move the SL a little bit better. We ended up. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Why hasn't this closed? Right, I'll look at that in a minute. Anyway, you'll see that I moved the SL to break even on here. We nearly came down to the 2%. It was a good setup for an in-session pair. You were able to get like a percentage off if you do go with the percent. Again, if you go with the 0.25, you possibly could have gotten if you go with a 0.5%, you probably could have gotten a 0.25 out of it. Today wasn't the best of days for trading. We ended up coming in with two pairs that were out of session, and then we just got in on one pair that was in session, but it was profitable at the end of the day. Okay, guys. So that's it for the vlog for this. I hope you all have a good weekend. Next week or through the weekend, I'll probably try and update the basket to incorporate London and New York assets. Okay, guys. So for now, it's John, Mr. Forex Fire out.